Good evening, happy Sunday, and welcome to Talk Yarny to Me. I am Zuri. I will once again be talking yarny to you for a little bit. Just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on this week. I've been trying to get into doing this all weekend, but what was supposed to be a pretty relaxing do nothing weekend turned into a not that because what happened? So Monday night after I went to bed, my husband gets up at midnight and goes off to work, and then he calls me about 15 minutes later and he's like, I just hit something in the road. Something fell off of like the back of a truck or something, and I ran over it, and my car is leaking. I'm gonna try to make it home. Can I take your car? So he barely makes it home. Takes my car to work. We get his car towed the next day. It's by the time he got home, even like when they towed the car out, you could see like where fluid had leaked in the driveway. There's a big stain. Like I think all the oil leaked out and all the radiator fluid leaked out. So the whole bottom side of the car is torn up. And he was waiting on the insurance people to look it over and decide if they're going to fix it or if they're going to cut him a check. I think either way he's going to end up just buying a new car because, you know, at this point it was in really good shape. It was only a couple years old and he was going to hold on to it. We actually both paid off our cars like in June. Both just dropped some money on it, paid them both off early. And so of course, a couple months later, his car gets totaled maybe. And then so like we're waiting for the other shoe to drop on mine because I'm like just barely holding off on getting another car. I'm like, I really want to enjoy not having a payment for a while. But he's probably going to end up just going ahead and getting, we both kind of been toying with the idea, and he's probably just going to end up getting another one. We live out in the burbs. Like we both have small sedans. So really one of us at least needs a bigger car. So he's probably going to get like a truck, like a 4-door truck that has like a good sized bed that we can run to Home Depot and carry all the kids in and all that. So yeah. And then if he gets a new one, then I will really have to like fight temptation and not go out and get a new one as well. But I'm gonna try not to. I really enjoy not having a car payment, and it's only been like really I haven't enjoyed not having a car payment yet because July, what was July? July was my husband's birthday, and I got him. Can you see it? You can't see it. Right back here, behind, right back there, is one of those fancy self-cleaning litter boxes. So that's what he really wanted. The cat is technically his, and he does most of the litter changing. And so he raise up a little bit. And so he was like, literally is what he asked for. I was gonna get him a new TV actually, because he was like, we have a decent sized TV. We neither of us watch it that much, but for a while he was like toying with the idea of getting a bigger TV for the living room and then putting the old TV in our room. And I'm really like super against TVs in the bedroom for the most part. And I'm like, I don't want a TV in our room. I definitely don't want a TV in the kids' room. You know, I'm like, it's just, you know, we barely see each other. We barely get to spend time together. Like, I don't want, you know, the time that we do have, like, you're just staring at a wall. So I'm always like, no TV. I'm definitely have always been that way with my kids, but I was gonna relent and get a TV, a bigger TV, and let them put the old TV in our room. But I happened to mention it because I think I was like at a Walmart and we were FaceTiming and I walked past a TV that was for sale and he's like, oh, look at the price on that. That's a really good deal. Oh, and I was like, to stop him from buying one, I was like, actually I was gonna get you one for your birthday. He was like, I don't want a TV. I never even watch a TV. And I was like, I don't know, that's all you've been talking about for the last few months. So he's like, no, he doesn't want it. And then he told me something else he wanted, but then he forgot. But he was like, get me the litter box robot. So I got him that, and that was more than a car payment by a lot. It's so expensive. Like after I got the robot, it's like the box. It's not even a box. It looks like a spaceship. I got the litter thing itself, a little ramp for the cat, like the filters, the extra thing of bags. It like came out to way more in the car payment. And then for this month, I didn't really get to enjoy the extra. Well, I mean, I got to enjoy it in that we had it, but like I didn't get to see it in my bank account because we're planning to go to Philly in October for a long weekend, and he got the hotel room, so I bought the plane tickets. So that was like 2 or 3 times my car payment. So yeah, I've not actually got to enjoy having like my car payment in my bank account like saved or anything like that. So I'm like, I want to see that extra money in my bank account for a while before I buy a new car. So we'll see how long I can hold out. Yeah, but so then the whole reason I'm telling that story is because then he used my car all week, which was okay because my son is with his dad, but he's coming back tomorrow, so I'm gonna need the car to take him to school. And so he went and borrowed his mom's car. So I had to take him to my in-laws' house we hung out with them for a while, and then we're driving home, and it's like started storming like right after we left their house. So we're driving separately, we're going the back ways. And then we came to like all these cars stopped and turning around. At first I was like, I could see that there was people up in the street, but I couldn't tell if it was a tree down or if it was like, just like maybe somebody dropped something off the back of their truck and was trying to move it. And so I was like, because some people were turning around and some weren't. So I was like trying to see through the storm and and then finally I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn around because I was pretty sure that it was a tree down and I wasn't going anywhere. And like right as I was turning around, my husband, who was a few cars back, said, yeah, my sister just called and she said she was coming the other way and she had to turn around. So so I was like, yeah, I'm turning around right now. So we ended up like, it just took forever to get home because it was storming. Like so many like traffic lights were out. My husband took the interstate, which took forever. He took way longer than me. The interstate was backed up. And I took some other back roads. I just followed my GPS. I took these other back roads, and I mean, that still took forever. And so, yeah. So what should have been like a really lazy Saturday, like ended up being a whole day ordeal, with no rest being had. But my point of that was I hope that you guys did have a great weekend and got some relaxing done or got whatever you needed to do done. So I'm going to show you guys, if you see the title of this episode, it is I got through 4 hats this week with one skein of, or I stretched, how about we'll say that, I stretched one skein of yarn into 4 hats, and they're all gorgeous. So I told you I was getting back into my hat making. I also had a breakthrough with that, and I was following the hashtag #BodHatapalooza just to give me a little direction on what to make. And the hat from last week was a houndstooth hat, right? Which, you know, is the 2 colors. So I have this Red Heart Super Saver in Aran, like a jumbo that I've just been working through and making hats. Did I use it for the last one? No, because that was the baby hat. I showed it to you. I didn't use it for the last one, but I had been working through it. I used it to border the blanket I made a few months ago. It's a never-ending jumbo, many ounces of yarn. So the first one I made, I just went to my garage and I was like looking for some kind of solid. I didn't want to use black. I wanted something interesting, a solid. And I settled on this green, which is a mainstay. And I think the name of it is just green. So I was working it. Can you guys see that? Right? And as you see, it is big, right? And I've told you, I find that is the case when I work bag of day patterns, especially top down, they come out big. And I'm assuming that it's because, or I assumed it's because I crochet a lot looser than hers. My gauge is looser, right? And I feel like that's the case because it just came out big. I don't want to put it on because I still got a little bit of makeup on from church earlier, but I'll give you a good idea. So you see this, and then it's meant to be a slouchy, which it definitely is, but it's just big. I mean, which is perfect for me with all my hair, but it's just big. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's just try to go down a size. Oh, I just see an end here. Hold on. All right, so this was made with a 6mm hook, which is what she uses for most of her. I think it's the I hook, right? It's gotta be I, right? That's what she uses for most of her patterns, right? This is 6mm. I went down to 5.5 and I came up with this, which is to me pretty much perfect. So You want to see the size differential. Let me back up so it's in the screen. So you see that? Like, that's a good size difference, right? And then see, it's that width and that brim. Because I even, like, for both of these, I don't remember if I did it for this one. I know I did it for this one. Like, I even decreased when I got to the brim. Like, this last single crochet here, I decreased, like, several stitches. And I always do that because I like a tighter brim. Like, with knitting, you do your brim on a smaller needle size. So, and then you usually do it rib, so it will automatically cinch in a bit. With knitting, it just, everything flows outward. Even once you stop increasing, like, it still kind of is a slant. But this one, I feel like came out perfect. I was actually wearing this. I don't want to put it on, well, because I'm not going to keep it, so I don't want to get it dirty. I already washed it, but I'll give you a little bit of idea. So, see, it's nice and snug around my ears. It still will come down. I can still wear it slouchy, or whoever can still wear it slouchy. I feel like it doesn't obstruct my hair too much. So I think that's the secret sauce now for when at least when I make bag o' day patterns, is to go down a needle size, at least for top down ones. So then there's that. So then I still had half of that green left. And so where did I put the other two? Oh, it fell down. So I finished those, and then I got to, so then it was Tuesday, which is when that like the next hat is released in the series. And this one was like a very simple beanie, and it just was like half double crochets in the round. You don't join them, it's like a continuous. So it took no time, and this came out, it's just such a great color for just like a nice simple beanie. And I did the same thing. I went down needle size, and with the half double crochets, it's even smaller, but it fit. I think this is the one I was like, I like this one. This is the one I definitely like. I think I wore it all day, or for a day, even though it was kind of hot. But look at that size. I don't want to bring it down over my face because I won't get makeup on it. But you see, it's like perfect. So I was like, yeah, definitely going down to a 5.5 from now on when I make hats. I think that's just perfect for me. And then I still had a little more. So I made, so actually what I was thinking, I was like, man, this is perfect, like Ninja Turtle green. If you guys ever remember, I mean, they just came out with a new movie, but if you remember, like, just going back to the 90s, like, it's just like this nostalgic Ninja Turtle green. And I look next to me, and I happen to have, sitting next to me, I happen to have, this wants to get tangled, this blue, which is a Super Saver in blue, right? And this one I got from, I got both of these from Goodwill at some point, because they both got Goodwill stickers on them. So I probably picked them up around the same time, and I was like, man, this would make the perfect little Ninja Turtles beanie. So I started to do that, and I made another one, same pattern, and I just added this blue stripe. And I didn't go get around like putting little eyes or a little bandana in. Like, I thought about back here, like putting little bandana, not bandana, you know, they had the eye mask thing that they tied on, like have a couple little danglies that look like it's, you know, and putting little eyes. I might still do that, but I went until pretty much I was almost done with the green. And it just like, it's a nice little child size hat. I like it. I thought about giving this to one of the kids. I might still, but then I was like, you know what? I can't keep everything. I'm just making these just for practice and just for fun. So I'm gonna probably put all these in the donation box or my little donation bin. And because I have yarn that I bought specifically to make hats for my family, and I have to remind myself of that. Like, they don't need these. As good as these are, like, especially the ones that don't. So this is I told you it's Red Heart. For this one, because I guess it's more textured, like, it washed up nice and soft, but it's definitely not as soft as these two washed up. Like, these are really snuggly. They feel great. But yeah, very proud. Lots of this bit of work I did. This week they're gonna go in my box as soon as I'm done with this. The other thing that I'm very proud of is I rescued my husband's sweater. So if you remember, I showed you guys what used to be this, but it was bigger. It was the one sleeve, and I told you I started it in the wrong color. I should have started in this color. So I went back and I started it in this color, which is called New Denim in the Patton's worsted. There's supposed to be like a textured thing here with like these little garter stitch, this garter stitch pattern that goes like through here, intricate pattern, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work with the increases, and I didn't understand the instructions at all. So I just did straight stockinette doing these increases, and it's supposed to end in like 8 rows of garter stitches for the next section. But yeah, so I did that. I changed colors there. Now there's increases here too up until right now. You end here with like 79 stitches, and then you increase some more like every 6 stitches until you get to 105. I'm probably gonna need I'm gonna try to squish these on here, but I really should get a bigger cable. But once I changed to the white, I just, instead of like unraveling this and making a mess, I just literally knit from the working end of this one where I left off. So that's why they're connected. I'm just knitting from the end of this. So I'm gonna go until I increase to 105. And then I'm gonna change colors again to this light blue. I think it's called country blue. I don't think I have it here with me. And do the rest of it. It goes to like 90 inches or something. No, it can't be 90 centimeters, I guess. And then I'll do like, that's gonna be like the upper part of the arm. So that's like, so yeah, so all 3 colors are represented. So yeah, finally got myself back to that. Very happy with that. Other than that, I hadn't really been doing much. Let's see, the only other thing is, where did I put it? Oh, I finally decided I had all these scraps, little balls of scraps sitting around my living room that they were too small to do anything with. And I hate throwing them away. So I finally was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start putting them together. As I get balls of scraps, I'm gonna just put them together and make a little blanket. And so that's what I started. So as you see, it's just a whole hodgepodge of whatever. Like I just grabbed whatever scrap balls. I think I got through all of them that were in the living room, like right in front of me. There's probably more around the house. It's just a little corner to corner. And I'll just do this until it gets to whatever size and then start decreasing. And this will just be something that I work on when I have too many scrap balls around. I know it's not, they're all 4-weight scraps. Like this is just for my 4-weight acrylics. There's a couple places like this light purple is Simply Soft. And so is this yellow, I wanna say. And you know how Simply Soft is kind of thin. Like, so you can see it's like not exactly the same size, but I feel like it'll be okay once it's literally probably just gonna be, either I'm gonna just throw it in a donation somewhere, or it'll just be to lay around the house in. It's just to use them up though. I hate throwing them away, but they can't just sit in my living room, excuse me, all day. So there's that. That's not anything, it's not a project, you know, it's just a thing. Finished off with these colors of the sugar and cream for my washcloths. So I think I got 6 of these. I've got 5 of these. So I'm gonna send one set. I'm gonna send to my friend who I made some washcloths for a few years ago. The other set I think I'm gonna give, there's a family that just moved here from Tucson. They've been attending our church, but they actually moved here to start a church of their own, and they just like been attending our church while they're getting settled. And so I was chit-chatting with the mom today, and they're supposed to close on their house tomorrow. So I was like, oh man, you know, I think I'll give them a set of these as like a present, like a, you know, welcome housewarming present. And they're really nice. They're going to an area, one of the northern suburbs of Atlanta, and they speak like the kids, they have like probably I think 2 16-year-olds and a 17-year-old. They, you know, raised here and go to high school here, but the mom and dad are like speak limited English, but it was good enough to like they communicate, you know. So we were just talking, and every once in a while she'd ask one of her kids to translate something. But so they're gonna mainly be ministering to the like Hispanic community where they live. She was saying like the area where we're going is like a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Costa Ricans, a lot of Colombians, and so that's a big need here in Atlanta, or in the area, in our area, even the area where my church is. It's just where I grew up. It's always been very international, and then like in latter years, it's been like very Hispanic, you know. So we even have sometimes trouble reaching out to people. We have now for like you know, handful of people that speak Spanish or that are bilingual, And every once in a while, we might have someone come in that only speak Spanish, and there's a couple, like there's at least one guy, there's a couple people that'll like help translate for them. But obviously it's more comfortable like hearing it, like just hearing it just from the person that's speaking, like, you know that's what they're saying, and then like being able to talk to other people. So yeah, I'll probably give one set to them. And I started so I grabbed a new color out of my big old bag, and I really like this one. I thought I liked this one because it reminded me of the ocean, and it does, but this one reminds me of the ocean even more. Hold on, it's blowing out a little bit. Let me turn off one of these lights. Let me see. Yeah. So this is like, it's hard to see. This is like a light. It's actually, there's white, but there's also like a light beige. Let me see. I don't know what to do. Okay, I think if I come here, you can see it. So I like this. This one reminds me of the ocean even more. I don't know how many. I know I have at least 2 of these. So I probably won't get as many. These I'll probably keep for myself because I probably will only get 2 washcloths out of these. Because 1.5 of these skeins makes 2 washcloths usually for me. So I think I'll only have enough to make 2 washcloths. But yeah, that's just what I do when I'm in the car, or when I'm not driving, or whatever. So it's just something that takes time. But I'm gonna go ahead and weave in the ends to the ones I've made and pack them up. One I'm gonna send off, the others I'm gonna take to church the next week. And actually, when I was talking to the lady today, her name is Mary, she was saying, oh, one of my daughters, she pointed out, oh yes, she wants to learn. And so I was like, oh, you want to learn on it? She's like, yeah, I want to learn. I was like, okay, next week I'm gonna bring you some needles and some yarn, and I'll walk you through it and I'll show you. So hopefully I'll remember. I have, like, if nothing else, I got yarn for days in the trunk, but I don't have no needles. So maybe I'll throw some needles in there right now, or just, this week, so I don't forget. And I'll take them to her next week, and I'll just like kind of show her how, like the beginnings. And I'll be like, go to YouTube. That's how I learn for everything else. But I'll walk her through it. So the only other thing I want to show you guys is, I mentioned, I think a couple of weeks ago. Hold on, I gotta untie this. Oh, I should have done this before I started. Okay. That I have a project. I'm not starting this, but I want to show it to you anyway, and then I'll put it away and start it later. That I found like these really pretty pinks at Joann, like all these shades of pink. And then I wanted to do a blanket out of them. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, so here. Oh. Okay, hopefully the color shows up good. I'm gonna hold this up. Okay, see those? This is looking beige, but this is actually a pink too. So let me get in here. You see those? Yes. Isn't that gonna be gorgeous? Like just kind of like a gradient of them. So this is, I'll tell you the colors, and they're so soft. This is, oh man, there's no way to get it. Pale peach, right? If I turn this off, let me see. That actually might come out more natural. I don't know. So this is pale peach. I'll turn it back on though, because I feel like it's drowning me out now. This one is the next lightest. This one is light rose. This one is cosmetic pink. And then this one is also cosmetic pink. I guess I thought I had a fourth. Guess not. Okay, so I had 3. They don't look the same. Even like in my natural light, they don't look the same. I was looking in, but I guess they're the same. I actually have one more color that I went back. I was like, maybe just in case I might get 4. But it's more of a bubblegum pink, where these are just like so much more like muted, natural almost pinks. And so I didn't know if I wanted to include it, but we'll see. And then I got 2 different grays. This one, hold on, the ball band came off of this one. Oh, it broke. I'll have to tape it up. So this is, I got my 2 different grays, right? This is soft gray and titanium gray. So somewhere in here. Anyway, so I was digging around for a pattern to use. I was considering the 10-stitch blanket, but because I have the same amount of each of them, like once I got out to the bigger rows, like it would take, they wouldn't get as far. Unless I thought maybe I could do like one row of light gray, like one row of pink, a row of gray, a round of gray, another row of a different pink, a round of a different gray, etc. Like, you know, that's one option. Someone suggested like this spiral granny Krista at the Secret Yarnery put out, and I actually had seen that one and kind of put it in the back of my mind. Not exactly for this because I only uses 2 colors, but I was like, oh, that's really pretty, I want to do it. And then I thought about it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen ones with like 4 colors. And so I found a tutorial for a 4-color spiral granny, and I'm definitely want to do it, but I don't want to do it for this project. One, I feel like I want to do knit for this project, for this particular project. And there's another reason I didn't want to do it. I don't know. There was another reason. I was like, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I was on Pinterest and I found this really interesting but very simple blanket where it was like a color block of garter stitch in one color. I think this one was kind of rainbow colors, but it would work for anything. It was like a color block of one color, and then in between was just like 2 or 3 rows, probably a little more, maybe 4 rows of stockinette of like a contrasting color, and then a color block of garter stitch, another color, and then I can't remember if it was the same contrasting color throughout or another similar contrasting color, but pretty much you had like big blocks of of garter stitch, and then these little rows of stockinette, which is stockinette is the one, garter stitch is just like the bumpies on both sides. Stockinette is like this is the V's, right? So stockinette is V's on one side and bumpies on the other side. This is where you knit one side and purl the other. Garter stitch is this, where it's just the bumps, right? So that's the difference. So big blocks of this, and then there's little rows of this. So it just creates like a lot of texture, right? Or not a lot, but some texture, which is what I like. I like something interesting colors and texture. So I think that's what I'm gonna use. Is we'll start say like 10 rows of this color, and then a little it's almost like it makes little ditches, like little flat lines across, like, so then break it up with one gray and then maybe put another pink right on top of that, and then break it up with the other gray, you know, and just kind of do that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna start this yet though, because I think I'll let myself start it once I finish this. So I finally got this one back out of the vault. So once I finish this sweater, finish both sleeves, this is one sleeve, halfway done with it. I got the other one to do still. Once I finish them both, sew it together, I gotta add the collar and be done. Then I'll let myself start another major project. Until then, I'm still gonna work on little things like hats and washcloths, but try not to start anything else major. So that'll be like my reward for finishing that. So that's what I got. My son's blanket is that little blob right there, and I got some work done on that this week. I made it to another color change and a few rows into that, but I'm just not gonna show it because it pretty much looks the same as the last time you saw it. You can see, but you can definitely see the contrast, which is cool. Like the actual illusion knit effect is definitely in full force. So it's really cool. I had it sitting next to me. I was working on this, I think the sleeve the other night, and I was just looking, I was like, this is so cool. So I'm excited about it. I just didn't see any real point in showing it because it looks the same. Once it gets a little more length to it, I'll bring it back out and I'll show it to you guys again. But that is it. I just wanted to catch everyone up. Things I haven't worked on this week are or in a while, so I'm gonna have to pull this back out, is this guy here. Haven't touched it in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna probably pull this back out this week and work on it. And what else? Is there anything else? That one big old basket I showed you, maybe I'll finish that tonight. I've been this basket here, I've been sticking stuff in it, but it's actually not done yet. So I should just go ahead and finish it. Now, what do I got in here? Oh yeah, did I show you guys this? I finally broke down at Joann's and bought like that hand-dyed yarn they had. This is the cotton one, right? Pretty sure it's the cotton one. Oh no, this is the merino one. Yeah, this is the wool, 75 wool, 25 polyamide. It's really pretty. They had 4 of these. I just thought they were really pretty. One of them came unhanked, and you could really see. A couple of them are coming unhanked. So I thought I would definitely make myself a top out of this at some point. But it's another thing that I'm not allowing myself to touch until I get some other stuff done. And like the rest of it, what else I got in here? I got like the last couple of these I gotta use, and then I've just been like throwing the scattered ball bands that I just have all over the house. I've been like just throwing them in here. I'm gonna find another place to put them, but I definitely want to like keep track. Like, look at this pile. Like, it's a bunch. I'm like, I need to keep track and just see what I use. I try to keep track like in my phone apps, in my phone, like my notes. I just like when I use a yarn, I'll put it in there, and then how many I used. So then if it's already something that's already on the list, like Super Saver, I already have like, say I already have 4 Super Savers used this year. Once I finish another one, I'll just update it to 5. But I have been trying to keep track of like what I've actually been using. But like seeing this visual representation of like all these ball bands, this is even all of them. There's some more in my room, I know. So I've just been keeping them in there. Just to clean up the mess in my living room. Because my husband gets snarky about it, even though he never comes in here. So there's that. I'm gonna finish this tonight. That big old basket, just to have it done. Have another place to store. I'm gonna put this bag back in the car. I might add the other pink to it. We'll see. I'll put them on next to each other and see how I feel about. Because it's definitely a bubble gum, which is just kind of different from like the more Victorian. That's not the right word, but like definitely more like softer pinks that are in this little collection. And then I told you I had some yarn that I was gonna make my family hats with. It's this. I had a bunch of this touch of alpaca for sale at Joann's for $4, and then they had the 25% off clearance. So I got these for $3 each. So I got like, originally I picked up 4 of them, which is enough to do probably like at least a few hats. Oh shoot, I got 2 more of these. I got so many of these to go. I got 2 more of these. I thought I was done with these. Okay, well, man. All right, but yeah, I got those. That's what I picked up. So I got these. 4 is enough to do probably like 3 hats at least, maybe more. I might be able to get 1. I probably could get 1 hat out of each of these actually. So that's like enough. And then I got, so these are all some kind of like slate gray charcoal, but I also got them in, I don't think I have them in here, but like a blue, like a turquoise blue. That'll be for me. And then I have 1 more of these. I told you guys, I have 1 more of these in like part of a skein over there. So I have to figure out something to do with this. I thought of maybe a lovey. I was like, maybe this is when I venture into like amigurumi and do like a lovey, like the kind where you crochet the little critter, you know, like do a little simple bear, maybe. I know, right? Maybe it's my time. And so I need to use this up though. Either that, or I might just put this with like white, like a white, and just make a gray and white blanket. So that's also an option, but I need to use this up. I just had this one extra. So that's what's going on with all my yarns here. This is why I won't let myself start any like new things. Like I need to, there's a whole pile over here that I need to get. Oh yeah. when I thought about making a lovey, I found this at Walmart, like in the clearance. Like, it'd be kind of cute to make him a little blanket. And I got a whole bunch of those little hair ties, people. You know, the ones that you crochet around the hair tie and then crochet out. I have a whole bunch of those that I never use because I never have my hair. I rarely ever have my hair different. But I thought this would be cute for a little lovey if I decide to go that route. So it'll be a big one. He's pretty big. He's like a foot tall. But that would be enough to use up that yarn, you know? So that's what I was kind of thinking. So I might end up doing that. So yeah, I got all that stuff just piled around me. So that's what I'm going to be working on. That's why I won't let myself start anything new. Anyway, that's what's going on here. I'm going to put this pink yarn back in my car so I'm not tempted to start it. And I will see you guys later on with hopefully some more cool stuff to show you. Once again, if you have a channel that you want me to see and I'm not subscribed to you, or you don't know if I'm subscribed to you, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'll definitely check it out and I'll probably subscribe. And if you want to email me, it's talkyarny2me, T-O-me, not with the number. It's all spelled out. talkyarny2me@gmail.com. I'm gonna put it in the description box. I am going to also put some pictures in just a moment, like right at the end of that puppy Oliver. These are the last pictures I got of him, which were probably from about earlier this week or maybe last week, like maybe the end of last week. I think it was after the last time I made a video. So within about the last week, just to show you how he's doing. I haven't heard anything since then, but he's looking really good, and I think he's gonna be ready to be adopted soonish. But I'll try to remember to put the link as well to his little support page also, like in the description. If not, go to my last video and I should have a link there to the rescue group that has him. But yeah, I mean, I was happy. These cutest little pictures. I'm happy to see him looking like a puppy, like looking like he was playing and enjoying being a puppy. So anyway, I will talk to you guys really soon, but feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, feel free to leave a comment, feel free to leave another comment if I forget to reply to your first comment, so that I feel bad and guilty and shamed into acknowledging your comment and not forgetting. Anyway, I love you guys all. Have a great week.